So my name is Stewart. I'm the CTO at Factory 42.
My name is Niccolo Temporanza, and I'm a 3D artist based in London working at Factory 42.
Hi, I'm Sucharita Ghosh Stevenson, XR producer at Factory 42, based in London. I joined in March 2020 to work on the mixed reality location-based immersive experiences that Factory 42 was working on. I've worked as a producer in multiple territories for 20 years, but I don't think I'll ever forget my first day at Factory 42. News of a possible national lockdown because of COVID had just broken, and it very soon became clear that shared location-based experiences, especially in enclosed places, were not going to happen anytime soon. Suddenly, we not only had to come up with a project that was for audiences of the future, but also a somewhat futuristic production process.
So what we decided to do was pivot away from that and think about children being in lockdown. How can we take some of the great material that we've built for Dinosaurs and Robots and bring that experience into the home for these kids? So what we decided to do was to create 2 mobile AR apps, and we managed to do that in about 6-7 months' time, which was quite a major achievement by our team.
Luckily, the creative team at Factory 42, although really small in size, is huge on talent. So we started with like 15 people across all the departments, which is design, art, code, and QA. And we expanded to about 20 because we had a very, very tight deadline. But each person brings expertise from a range of fields in the industry. They range from games to VFX, animation, film, and TV. So when we decided to pivot to making 2 augmented reality mobile apps, we found that their skills were quite transferable and helped us make that transition from a mixed reality albeit to developing 2 innovative mobile apps in an extremely challenging timeline. We were quite agile in our process and explored virtual replacements for tools which would help to make remote working collaborative and just help with communication. We used tools like Miro boards, Lucid Spark, etc. as virtual whiteboards, and the usual video chat clients like Zoom and Hangout to communicate ideas and lead workshops. But I think one of our most treasured communication channels has been our #random Slack channel, which is reserved exclusively for non-work banter and water cooler conversations, and it's kept us close.
Some of the team joined after the lockdown, and we were already working at home, and it was definitely quite another one of those surreal elements of it, not being able to quite establish this it was kind of like a parasocial interaction we were having. It's like one of those things that you see on screen. It's not quite the same as meeting the person.
As Nick and Sucharita have said, our Slack channel was a great place for people to get that water cooler sort of feeling while also being able to use it for sort of work-related things. And we tried as much as we could to sort of foster this still a sort of company feeling, regular meetings, regular catch-ups. Made a big focus on people's wellness because we understood that when you went into lockdown, it was quite a different way of working. And although we are quite a digital-first business, inevitably the sort of human impact of that is something that you can't ignore. You need to sort of face head on. And so overall, it worked out pretty well for us.
Talking about content, once we decided that we were making 2 mobile apps for children, drawing from the research that had already gone into developing immersive experiences, we were lucky to onboard a number of experts in kids' games and digital learning during the initial concept development. And then Lucy Gill, who joined us as creative producer, brought with her a wealth of knowledge and experience in developing digital products for children. We wanted to ensure that they were also gender neutral, and there are a number of ways in which we did this. Like, for instance, the main dinosaur, our main protagonist in the Dino app, is an Anzu Wiley chick, which looks more like a beautiful baby bird than the beastly dinosaurs that Hollywood promotes. So they would appeal to both boys and girls. We also cast narrators carefully, both Maddie Moat and Greg Foote, who not only enjoy star status with our target audience as kids science TV presenters, but they have their own hugely popular YouTube channel, and they're very passionate STEM supporters. So the roles that they played as engineers, paleontologists, scientists, we hoped would promote science careers for both boys and girls. COVID has really thrown a lot of challenges our way, including having to continuously user test with children, and that too remotely. So it involved a lot of creative problem solving.
So we had to reevaluate all of these visual or artistic choices we have made up at that point. The great shift in work of all was the scale, the way that the scale of the content, the way that it feels. We couldn't count on scripted events anymore and knowing exactly the layout of the rooms we were going to display this digital content. So we were left with much less control over the player's experience in a way, or at least not in the way that we were doing it in a more movie-like experience, in a way that everything is under the control of the creatives. So we had to create content that was dynamic and adaptive in a way to every single player's experience.
For me, the positives of the remote working situation that we find ourselves in, just picking up on what Sucharita mentioned already, is I think I've got a greater understanding of my teammates and colleagues and a little insight into the kind of things that they're interested in away from work. And so I think that's a great thing of being able to bring your authentic self into a work environment. But now our focus turns back onto the Dinosaurs and Robots project and the LBEs, and we fully intend to launch an LBE, later this year. We're in the early stages now of planning, what that's going to look like, what shape it's going to take in this new post-COVID world, fingers crossed. And so the team are really actively engaged in sort of thinking about how we pick up where we left off in terms of our shopping centre, LBE, and then bring that experience back in 2021 so that when everybody is unleashed from lockdown and they're looking for something to do, the Dinosaurs and Robots LBE will be the sort of go-to destination for people to come and visit.